So if there's one thing you all knew I had to come back and talk about, it's my Adventures of Superman. Season 2 was started, the end of last year is when Season 1 premiered, and not even a year later, Season 2's now here? I'm starting to think these two seasons were made at the same time. Anyways, I guess the main way I have to structure this is to talk about the main plotline that seems they're going to be introducing throughout this whole season is going to be surrounding family drama. We started off instantly with this weird dream that Clark was having where his father was there, Lois was there, and they were all saying, hey, you're not human. Ding ding ding. That's another thing that's going to be going on throughout this whole season. He's going to feel alienated, pun intended, eventually from the rest of the cast and everything, and that might increase more or make him choose a different side when a different character is introduced that he started talking about in these two episodes. And, I cannot wait for this family drama to start taking place, and I'm gonna eat it all up, genuinely. And because of this dream and somebody else saying they saw something over this place, he decided to take Lois and Jimmy over to the Antarctica, and they found the ship. His ship. Still being taken over by the Kryptonite, his father's there, barely living, or the holographic ghost of his father. Not only is it a ghost of his dead father, but it's also a holograph with his father's mind in it. It's a little complicated, and also, he can speak English now, even though he couldn't throughout the entirety of Season 1. And the whole thing about that was, it took a long time to download the English language. Did it take you 20 years? While I am making a lot of jokes, I did enjoy this explanation that Jor-El gave to Superman, talking about his planet dying, he's the only Krypton left, and actually, he's not the only Krypton left. There's somebody else still here. His cousin, Kara. Kara Zor-El. Supergirl. And I got 2 points I do want to make towards this. The first one, and I guess I do want to specifically talk about Kara. Her reveal that she was there did kind of surprise me, but it also let me know, okay, this entire season is going to be their mission of hunting down Kara, hunting down Supergirl, and her kind of getting assimilated into this group where maybe she's going to be bad. Who knows? Anything can happen. And because anything can happen, Lois doesn't like the idea. They both want to save family members. I don't know if I told you guys earlier, but Lois's dad has also been kidnapped by Task Force X. So 2 people. Both family members gone. Clark is able to put his emotions to the side and say, okay, Lois, I know your dad is important to you. I want to help you save him, even though he hates me, even though he's kidnapped me and has tortured me a lot. But on the other side, Lois is a bit stubborn. She doesn't know if Kara can be trusted. Kara's been here just as long as Clark has, but her fleet came here along with the failed invasion. Maybe she just might be evil. Maybe she's still doing this invasion thing that they were trying to do from the get-go. Lois. She came here as a baby. I don't think babies are knowledgeable on said missions. That could just be me. That could just be me being ignorant, but I don't think babies are completely aware of any missions at hand. I could be wrong. I didn't see the trailer. Maybe she showed up in the trailer all evil and stuff, but I don't think babies are evil. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. And it's seeming like this small argument is going to continue to set up this weird dynamic throughout this season, because this is something they can't just talk about. Every time in these superhero shows, they just can't communicate with each other. I just finished Invincible, as you guys know, and it's the same thing in there. Partners just suck at communicating. If you guys ever just sit down, talk to each other, let both of you guys vent out all of your frustrations and just lay it all on the table, it'll be fine. It'll be completely fine. But every time someone gets cut off for something else more important. Clark gets cut off because we know where her father is now. So the entirety of the second episode is just about them saving the dad and helping them escape. We know Clark doesn't like the general. We know the general used to be the leader of Task Force X. We know he got usurped by Waller. We know Waller is a lot more sinister than he is. We knew that before this series ever started, to be honest. And Lois's dad just found out for himself that Waller is a bit crazy and way over his capacity of thinking. He had no idea they were using civilians as test subjects for these Kryptonian technology stuff. And then to put that sugar into the cake and put the cherry right on top of that cake, Lois's dad is talking about going off the grid, saying he's been compromised, saying he doesn't have a place to stay, he doesn't want to put Lois in danger or anything, he has to be on the run. But Lois, I'm gonna say dumb Lois, this is gonna be me saying dumb Lois. I was a Lois defender in the last season, but she really tested me at the end of this episode, I'm not gonna lie. She's really tested my patience. She said he can stay with Clark. I get it's your dad. Genuinely, I get it's your dad. Your dad's on the run. You don't want him to be far away from you. You want to know where he is. You're just gonna let him stay at your boyfriend's house that you've only known for like a couple months at this point? Why would you put him in a situation like that? What's the purpose of this? Also, just realized I never circled back to number 2 that I wanted to talk about. The second one was a little bit more of a broader thing. I wanted to talk about the Kryptonians in general and my lack of knowledge on them. I always compare Invincible and the Viltrumites and stuff to Superman and the Kryptonians, but I didn't know how far that extended. I didn't know that the Kryptonians were also these conquerors. I didn't know the Kryptonians were a bunch of conquerors as well. From my loose, 5-year-old memories from watching Superman the animated series, I think there were good guys in the Kryptonians and bad guys in the Kryptonians, and they were fighting and they had a war, and I thought that's what blew up the Kryptonian War. But in this series they're saying it was some other threat that they couldn't take out, and they had to send Kal-El and Kara away. They just so happened to both come to Earth. I am genuinely curious where this is going, where this series is going to take me. When is Superman just going to become super invincible? That's what I want to know. When is he just going to be like, take all these punches, they can't hurt me, I'm gonna knock them out super easily? I get that doesn't make for good storytelling, but I do just kind of want to see him in one match where he doesn't get slung around at least a little bit. I guess one of the only other important stuff to me that I haven't mentioned is earlier in episode 1, Jimmy was talking to this guy. He was all depressed and stuff because, you know, nobody wanted to pay attention to him, nobody wanted to look at his work or take him under as their apprentice or whatever. So Jimmy was over him and was like, yo dude, create your own path. Do you. I really think you could do this. Your work is genuinely amazing. And if you guys don't know, he was Ivar's assistant dude. His name was Alex. He's the one that created that weird suit that absorbed all of Superman's energy. And you see that part right there, you're like, man, what's the harm in that? What can this little guy Alex do, you know? Who knows? Until the end of episode 2. The end of episode 2 has Ivar potentially escaped and try to go take out Waller, but before he could do anything, he, the assistant guy, presses a button and neutralizes him completely. And he doesn't introduce himself as Alex to Waller this time. He introduces himself as Lex Luthor. As somebody who doesn't know the backstory to how all of these people came to be and just remember them being antagonists in Superman the animated series, I did not expect that to happen. Why does Lex have hair? What is this, the Snyderverse? Of all honesty, I am liking the way this season started off a lot more than the way that season 1 started off. It seems like this season might be a little bit more focused than the last season. The last season was very episodic in nature but had like the overarching story in the background. This one feels like it's going to be more forefront, and I genuinely hope it is. What the big overarching thing that might be in the background is the impending thing of, when are they gonna see Kara? Is she gonna be evil? Is she not gonna be evil? I feel like that's gonna be the big question throughout this season, and I genuinely cannot wait to know. I don't expect her to be Supergirl or anything by the end of this season. Maybe by next season she could start trying to do the Supergirl thing, but I do just expect them to see her within here and for her to make some huge choice. Are you guys enjoying my Adventures of Superman season 2? Let me know in the comments down below. I really did enjoy this first 2 episodes, and I'm wondering, did you guys as well? Leave a comment down below if you did. I really want to know your opinions on this and the fact that I'm back. Hello. But with that being said, I'll see each and every one of you around next time. Okay, goodbye.